Okay, we're actually working now. It might be good. We're actually working now. Okay, cool. I'm glad to see OBS is already disconnecting and reconnecting, which is always a great start to the stream. So, okay, OBS going to stop doing that? Okay, cool. Sorry everyone for the delay. OBS is just being an arsehole as usual. But we are here with our chapter 105 review of Ragnarok. Plus, what is it, chapter 14? We're on chapter 14 of Apocalypse of the Gods now, I want to say. Or is it chapter 15 now? Whatever chapter that is as well. Cool, yeah. Oh, for God's sake. Is it buffering for you? Oh, this is ridiculous. Why are we buffering so early into this stream? This is ridiculous. Is it just buffering on my end, or is it buffering just in general? Let me see. No, I think we are buffering. Oh, God's sake. This Wi-Fi is a fucking nightmare. Am I going to go reset the router? Okay, I think we're back. Okay. Anyway, it might start buffering again. I don't want to do about that. Sorry. Usually it doesn't. It takes like another hour for the buffering to start, but we all hate OBS, don't we? Anyway, let's catch up to chat, because for the moment, we seem to be going. Who's going to tell me I made a mistake in the title? Yeah, I did. I noticed that as I was starting stream. It's because I just use the same settings from the last stream that changed the thumbnail, and I occasionally forget to change the title, basically. Bro, it's 4 minutes late to his own stream. Yeah, that's OBS though. It's not my fault. It's just OBS being an arse. Which isn't that surprising, to be honest with you. The simp is dead. Let's go. Hello, fellow pillow worshippers. Oh yes, you want to know about the pillow? We got updates about this new pillow business. So it's actually weirdly nowhere sells like Broly ones, like Z Broly, which was obviously Chismo's choice. So because of that, I had to get a custom one done. Custom one was ordered ages ago. Then it got cancelled, and I never got an email saying why. So literally last week I checked and said, why hasn't it arrived yet? Turns out it was cancelled. So I've ordered this again. So it hasn't arrived yet, but it should be in the mail, and hopefully it doesn't get cancelled this time with any luck. But yeah, that's what happened with that, which was good, but it should arrive hopefully soonish. We can hope. It's not my fault that it got cancelled, and it's not my fault they didn't send me an email about it. I never managed to read the chapter before the stream starts. Yeah, I know, Anime Monarch, you do that all the time, but it's not like we chat about the chapter too much anyway, so you've got plenty of time to go catch up. It's not even a particularly long chapter, if I'm remembering correctly. Also, Nagaharu weapon reveal. Yes. Where are we up to? So, how hard is you for your... How hard is the UK for you to go gooning now? Hey, the UK, gooning law things. For those who don't know, oh, sorry, let me shut that window because that's a bit loud for you guys. Sorry, that's probably a bit quieter for you. Yeah, for what's going on in the UK at the moment, because it's an interesting time to be in the UK. They've passed a age. Basically, if you want to get on anything the government deems a mature website, you need to basically show ID, which is, the reason is meant to be keep kids away from mature stuff. But it doesn't really work because most young people can just use a VPN and get around it anyway. And it's not just like pornographic material they're banning. They're banning like anything the government deems as mature, like coverage of certain protests and stuff. So it just kind of seems like very early government censorship, which, you know, I don't think is the greatest of things to implement. But it's literally stuff like Reddit now. If you want to go on any Reddit subreddit, like the Chainsaw Man subreddit, for example, that is apparently mature, so you need to submit your ID. And the best part is the ID like thing isn't even run by our government. It's run by like an American. It's like outsourced to an American corporation. So you're not even giving your ID to the government. You're giving it to like a random foreign third party. It's really dumb. Very, very, very stupid. So far, there's been a lot of complaints about it. I don't see it lasting in its current form indefinitely, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's really dumb, but it's really easy to get around, so it's not actually a problem. But, you know, it is what it is for now. And, like, there's a big petition to get rid of it, and it's been a very long petition. But anyway, that's enough about my government being stupid. Where are we up to? Also, Seth, I've reread Medaka books again, and I think I got a slightly different interpretation of its main themes and commentary. Of course, Joel Boy, I'd love to hear them. Yeah, because Medaka books has a lot of stuff going on in Medaka books. And it's also like the thing is like Nisho Ishin very much, although he's got very thematically rich like storytelling, a lot of the stuff he writes, he just writes it because he likes to write it, like as he said in interviews before. So a lot of it he just writes it because he thinks it's cool. And it just shows how good of a writer it is that it just happens to like have like allegories and stuff attached to it. Not that I don't think he puts any effort into his writing, obviously he puts a lot in, but like it is kind of cool that like a lot of stuff he just does because it's cool and it works out. You know. Let me start this stream with fire. Loki's a confirmed fraud. Joking, don't cancel me, Loki fans. Does Loki have fans? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Loki is a bit of a fraud. We will talk about the chapter in a minute, but yeah, Loki is a little bit of a fraud. Like everyone's been saying for ages, oh, I want a low diff fight, and I'm like, well, low diff fights aren't interesting. And like the closest we've ever had really was like Zerofuku versus Buddha, which is a bit of a stomp. I'm not saying this was a stomp. Like Simo got damaged. Well, he mostly got damaged by his own ability, but the point is like, it was kind of like a mid diff fight, if I'm being honest here. I think it's, I assume it's about Medaka books. I think it's not solely an allegory for neurodivergence and also mental health reflected in things like mindedness and so on. Yeah, I definitely think it's to do with mental health to an extent. God, I'm trying to remember what my thesis. God, this is how long it's been since I made the Medaka books video. I can't even remember what my main opinion on what the themes of Medaka books are. I'll have to go rewatch my own videos and figure it out. But yeah, I like Job. I assume you've seen my Medaka Box video, so you probably know what my thinking is on the themes. Anyway, sorry, I'm hungry. I got these wafers. They're Japanese wafers. I got them from a Japanese convention the other day. They're very nice. Anyway, Simo confirmed GOAT. He is. All I'm gonna say is, from the start of the round, who was saying that the humans have to win this match because stakes and like it has to happen this way, otherwise the humans won't be on a loss going to the finals? And so many people were like, no, the gods are going to win this one because reasons. I'm like, well, no, because narratively that makes literally no sense. Well, I was right. I was always right. This was a draw or humans win because it literally makes no sense otherwise, and I was correct. So I actually got a prediction right for once, which is very rare for me actually. Who do you think is fighting next? I mean, I've been saying for like, I think since like round 8, my go-to prediction every time has been Rasputin versus Anubis, and that very likely is the next fight. However, because I want to keep my track record up of being wrong, I'm gonna say it's Anubis goes out to fight, then he gets killed by Odin, and Odin fights, and it's like Odin versus Nostradamus or something. That's my prediction, because I want to get this one wrong like usual. It's not really fun if I predict Anubis versus Rasputin for like the 4th time and happen to get it right this time. But it probably is Rasputin and Anubis, I reckon. Which does mean Rasputin's going to lose. The gods are like 100% winning next round. Well, yeah, like the gods have to win there. Like the gods basically have to win next round. So, you know, yeah. So I don't think Rasputin's going to have a particularly good round because he will be dying. But Anubis is going to get a win if you're a Anubis fan. Simo's basically the only fighter who doesn't like fighting but still does it to do his duty. Yeah, Simo's just like, he's just a real class guy. I mean, I feel like Adam does Adam like fighting? I wouldn't say Adam likes fighting, but I guess he's not really depicted to be reluctant to fight, I guess. They're so close to a draw, I place well. I just don't think the draw's happening, guys. I really don't. It's 12 a.m. right now in my place. Well, you know, who cares about sleeping, am I right? Joe Boy also thinks it's a large part a commentary, critique, and deconstruction of traditional and societal norms. Just like there's a manga itself as a deconstruction of subversion showing tropes. I can definitely see that, especially with how Japan is very much... Japan, sorry for the sigh. I just saw that we have another super chat from the GOAT Cheesemo. Get the body pillow. Cheesemo, I don't know if you've just joined the stream, so you might have missed the explanation. The new body pillow has been ordered. It then got cancelled. I then had to order it again, so it hasn't arrived yet, but it is in the mail. So we do have the old one, but the new one that you wanted is coming soon. So don't be like shocked that it isn't big muscular Broly. Ugh. I'm going to be so happy when the Broly one's there instead, because the Broly one's a bit less bad, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, thank you as always, Cheesemo, for the donation. It's always very much appreciated. And again, don't feel the need to donate every time, man. You don't have to. Your support's enough, but very appreciated. But I'm sure you'll say something about, you know, something about the message, not the money, or as you usually do. Where are we up to? Maybe the gooning was the UK we made along the way. Candy Sensei has had a lot of retracted messages. I don't know what those are about, but we'll see. Anubis is winning confirmed. Yeah, basically. Or they can lie about the age like I used to do. Yeah, but it's not like an asking for your age. Like, you have to submit your passport or your driver's license. Although, because it's run by a stupid company, you can like Google driving license, submit that, and you're fine. So it's really badly done. But you know, it is still dumb. The Skeletor's Rose. Hello people. Hello Skeletor. As usual, great to see you. Joel Boy, I mean, the Jet Black wedding arc is Medaka herself fighting against traditions of her heritage, and so does Shirane in the Unknown Shirane arc. Yeah, but yeah, like being like the anti-tradition aspect is very much a play, because a big part of Medaka is obviously becoming the you that you want to be, not the you that, you know, people say you should be. Did you sign the petition, Seth? I did sign the petition, because let's get this. Like I understand. Oh, no, I don't understand. There is a reason they put for why they're doing it that obviously isn't why they're doing it. That is kind of in a good place, but it's still stupid. Joel Boy again, and the big moment is when Zenkichi replaced Medaka as chairman, aka changed that score. Yeah, I agree. Basically everything, Joel Boy. Sorry if I'm speeding through people's comments. I just want to catch up because there's a lot of comments here for once. Because we have 17 people watching. That is great stuff. Though I see only 5 people have actually hit. 9 people have hit the like button. So I know there's there's 8 of you that haven't liked the video. Like the video, people. I don't know what liking on a live stream actually does. I don't see, like, liking usually is good for a video because it obviously promotes it in the algorithm, but like, I don't know how that's good for a live stream. Who knows? Also, for the people who complain about the length of the fight, sniper fights in general like this, I think when it comes to complaining about the length, I'll give my critiques of the round once I'm caught up to chat. I think it's not just about the amount of chapters. It's about like the pacing and like nothing really happened. Like it kind of amounts to Loki does a plan and then it doesn't work. That's kind of what the round amounts to. Obviously, like Simo's very skilled for like landing the shots and like, you know, that sensing that, you know, the Heracles shot was actually Loki and all that nonsense. But like at the end of the day, Simo himself didn't really actually do anything proactive in the fight. He just kind of shot at Loki. So I think that's kind of why it feels like nothing really happened, because that is basically it's Loki doing all that shit and then like Simo just like shooting him. Again, I will give my full critiques of the arc of the chapter in a minute, which is a good point. Let me what I want to do is I just want to start a poll here and just ask, did you like this round or not? Because I know it's been quite a divisive round. So I'm just curious what people are going to say. So I'll just have that running in the background while I catch up to chat. Candy Sensei, who doesn't use a VPN to goon? What humans could beat Loki besides Adam and Simo? I say Chintazu and Kojiro. I think most of them could beat Loki. I'm not saying Loki's a bit of a bum. Like, for example, like Loki versus Lubu. Like, again, we need to remember the clones he creates are not full strength clones. Like, he can make like one full clone. And Lubu would just run straight through all his clones. He would just rip them to pieces. I just think Lubu is too physically powerful. I think he just shred Loki. Yeah, Loki can jump around him and do shit like that, but like we've seen Lubu attack even when like his legs are just out of action. I think he's too. I think Lubu just wrecks him. Adam, I think, obviously does it. Sasaki, I think, does it. Jack, I don't. Jack, maybe. I don't know. Jack's a really situational kind of thing. So maybe. Raiden. Raiden's a real powerhouse, but like, I don't know. I think Raiden could probably take Loki, to be completely honest with you. Again, there's a lot of clones, but the clone, like, you need to remember that every regular round like fighter, they're all in the kind of same ballpark. So like, if you've got these weaker clones, like pretty much every fighter should be able to just defeat them. Like, obviously there's numbers and they could get overwhelmed, but like, I think most of the humans have a pretty good shot. To be honest with you, like take Okuta for example. Okuta's so fast. I just think he would just get it, like, not speed blitz Loki, but like I don't see the clones being an issue. And his senses are really good, so I can't see like Loki getting behind him and stuff. I don't know. I from what we've seen of Loki, I don't think he gives too much trouble to most of the fighters. Joe Boy and Madaka deciding to accept Kumagara and the other Minuses who could be read as people with disabilities and mental health. Could be read as Society, Okinawa Academy, having to accept those people. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Skills Road, just saying I like the APOC chapter more than the main one. I actually like Zook, but I still do hope Indra goes crazy. From what I've seen, the general consensus in the community is this Apocalypse of the Gods chapter is better than the main chapter. I would agree. I think this is arguably... This is up there for the best Apocalypse of the Gods chapter we've ever got. I do think it's better. But we'll talk about the chapter in full in a minute. There's a game people using to bypass the law. Death Stranding, I think, was the game. Yeah, again, it's really easy to bypass the law. It's not difficult at all. And the final real big bad in the Dark Box is Ahiko, a man who literally is from another time. Yeah, Ahiko's like whole thing is like he has no true identity of his own. He's kind of like defined by just like defined by a ideal that no longer is even a thing. Again, watch my Ahiko video for more thoughts on Ahiko. the next draw, I swear, I'm going to go continue my cope. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think the draw is happening at this point. But at the same time, something needs to happen to get us an extra round. Because we have too many humans. The draw is just the easy solution for how we deal with the number issue. But I just can't think of another easy way to deal with that. I don't know. Jawboy and in the epilogue chapter we see Medaka, a woman as the CEO of a company, with Zenkichi, a man, as her employee, despite Leiji being the opposite. Yeah. Zenkichi's such a champ for like working his way up the company. What a chat. Him and his I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, Elkane, I think the best way to deal with Loki is more AoE attacks, as it pretty much negates most of his plan, as he has to make more stuff on the fly then. Yeah, also, if you're not in the Simo arena, like, Loki's got nowhere to hide, really, so, like, Loki becomes a lot easier to deal with in, like, a normal arena. And Jobber, yeah, I do watch Jobber like with videos lots. Yeah. I think this is still some of my best videos. Surprisingly, Tokyo Duel is starting a new tournament after a time skip and a worldwide virus. That's fun stuff. I haven't really checked Tokyo Duel out at all, but I'm sure it's good. Elkane, so I don't know, just send Lubu out there and have someone scream 1-8 down his ear, spam Sky Eater. Yeah, that was 100% what happened. Or Leo can die from them. If they don't show Rasputin, I'm a crash out. When my mum wouldn't buy me ice cream, I love my mum. Shout out to her. Well, shout out to Candy Chance's mum. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Rasputin next chapter. I'm sure. I hope we see the fighters for next chapter, because I can see us getting like another lore chapter for some reason. That is one thing. I really expected Loki to be more involved in like the wider lore of Ragnarok, because like in mythology, like he basically starts Ragnarok. So it's a bit disappointing that like Loki's only real contribution to the whole wider plot is he just framed Siegfried for something. The Jack section of the chapter reminds me of that Gojo Black Flash explanation sequence. Yeah, it's not the first time Regular Ragnarok's done it, but like Regular Ragnarok's done it quite a bit, and JJK really pioneered it. But like, I'm curious, like of other manga, is it like? Because I've not really seen it in many other mangas, that kind of trope, but I'm sure it's been in mangas before then. Daniel, a new goal video coming soon. I will do a goal video when goal actually does something. I do want to redo my goal video. Because I mean, everyone knows my general theory for goal and a character by now. But the point is, I do want to put it in a video again, because the other one was pretty bad. But like, I kind of want goal to do something new in the story to warrant me making it and have some interesting goal as a character. So hopefully next chapter has some kind of goal stuff in it. No top of the verse Rasputin. Unfortunately, no draw cope from Mysterious Weeb will help him. I mean, all I know about Mysterious Weeb is that he's like a mad Rasputin agenda guy. That's all I hear about him. Anubis will be cucked again. It'd be very funny. Is it Z Broly in a maid outfit? It is not Z Broly in a maid outfit. Should I buy my own body pillow? I love my parents. No, you should not. Don't do it. Cheese Mo, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. Incredible stuff. Joe Boy. Okay, to explain better, Kumagawa, MK, and the other minors can be seen as those who are either disabled, have trauma, or other mental issues, on a divergent as I said before. Yep. And in the Kumagawa arc, they try to overcome Hokkien Academy, which could be a microcosm of society that's not suited for them and their needs. And as Madaka beats Kumagawa, she lets him be on the student council, as she's having empathy, understands she can't just beat them and call it a day, since it would just be a period of the cycle. And so she tries to make Okinawa Academy better for Minuses by recruiting Kumagawa, who's the most important Minus in the series. Again, I agree with basically everything you're saying, man. You're just making me kind of want to reread Medaka books now. Madra Tyson next fight for Sniper. I'm a few chapters behind the Madra Tyson. I really need to catch up to it. ABK, Balls. Great contribution, man. We're up to. My classes are coming soon. I might be able to pay instead of Cheesemo. Again, guys, you have to donate, but it is appreciated. Tokyo Duel. Yeah, so what's the deal with Tokyo Duel? I recognise the name. Oh, yeah, I know exactly the one. Yeah, I know exactly the one now. People are talking about. It does look. It's got like this. It's got the obviously Ragnarok aesthetic thing. Like a lot of series have this kind of aesthetic now. But like, did Ragnarok start the kind of like aesthetic of this kind of story, or was it around before? Cheeseman plays. Who wins, Corey G or the Body Pillow? Well, when we did our last poll on like we did like a bracket for gods in Ragnarok, and like the Body Pillow lost in round 1. So I don't know. I don't see the Body Pillow having any chance against Corey G, if I'm being honest with you. Ken says old people shouldn't be in the government. 35 to 40 years old should be the ones in charge. I don't think it really matters what age the people in charge, because usually how it works is the people who end up in charge usually aren't the people that should be in charge, if that makes sense. Like, it's like the kind of thing where like being more ruthless and less empathetic makes it easier to get higher and play. Like, it's easier to rise in the ranks, just in generally everything. If you're not a good person, that's just how things work. So you just encourage it. Also, like with the way the UK, and this is just being for the UK government, the way our UK government works is, in order to become an MP, you basically have to buy your way in. Technically, that isn't like how it is, but it's basically how it is in reality. So it's just a lot of like richer people running the government, basically. So I think like even age isn't the bigger issue. It's just like corruption, really, and not having much actual understanding of what the people go through. It's like how, I can't remember if this was done in Rome at one point or Greece, but there was an old system once in the past where basically when laws had to be settled, they'd at random pick like a couple citizens from the random population, and then those citizens would be the ones to decide if a law should be passed or not. And so you're literally just getting like random people and get them to do stuff, which is an interesting concept. So do we all agree that Loki went into the round as a serial gooner and left the round an unalived gooner? He definitely was a gooner. I mean, he is a sniper. I guess we're expecting more than that. He just did a job. I mean, I don't think it's like the issue is that like all he's doing is just shooting people. It's more that like you could, like, for example, like you could have had like him like shoot, like you could have a close call with Loki, and he does something with his gun and manages to escape, and then like has to reset his position or something. Like you could have something like that, but like Simo's basically just in one spot the whole round, basically, for like all intents and purposes. Like his location doesn't actually really matter, especially where like Loki basically works out where he is immediately. Who is the weakest human fighter? If we're talking like raw stats, probably Jack. If we're talking like just overall performance, I don't know, because like Jack does really well considering who Jack does really well considering who his opponent is. So I don't know if I'd say Jack is like, but at the same time, like Jack probably is the weakest human fighter overall. But like I don't think there's a massive difference between the strength of all the fighters. I think it's as big as some people think it is. In like, I think in like 95% of the matchups we could get, it wouldn't be like, it would still be high diff fight. Yeah, I like to finally got to see Simo in action, and in this case, Simo absolutely dominated the entire round. Yeah, Simo kind of dominated. The main goal I got at this fight is Hunter versus Hunted, which is quite funny because like obviously like Loki's room was filled with like hunting trophies basically, and then he got just sniped in the head. Pretty funny. I've got quite a few ideas for the themes of this round, but I've got to wait for the next chapter to come out, because we often get after the round ends, we often get the most important parts of their character, like Beelzebub's really badly written, but like it is still part of his arc speech about trusting people again or some rubbish, was like after round 8 ended. I still think Beelzebub's like despite being like the most fleshed out character in the manga and having like the longest backstory, I think his character arc is incredibly messy. But you know, it is. Lubu, seriously, that bum? Lubu is not a bum. What are you on about? Lubu is an absolute chat. Lubu just suffers because he fights, in my opinion, like top 3 god in the series. I think 4 is I think 4 and Lubu, like both, are like really underrated. Like I'd say 4 from the gods we've seen fight. So we're not counting Odin, because we've not actually seen him do anything yet. I have him at probably 3rd strongest god, maybe 2nd, between him and Buddha. I think 4 is really strong. I think Lubu's is equal. Currently listening while working, but I must ask, who wins, Leonidas or Loki? Battle of the Frauds. I don't know. That's a harder one. I don't know how good Leonidas is at like crowd control. I don't know. I think that's a close one. Just Leo's moveset just really isn't suited to fighting like large hordes of enemies. Because he's just got shield. I'd still probably give it to Leo, but like it's not a good matchup for Leo. Like the abilities do not go in his favour. At the same time, Leo is incredibly durable, so Loki would have to get up close to like attack him, and I don't think he could finish it in one attack. So then he might just be like in range and just get squashed. I don't know. I think this round was enjoyable, but I wish it was a tie, or may or may not have made a bet. Oh, I shouldn't have made a bet. Bad news. Never bet on the draw, because it probably won't happen. Lubu was the user of this spin-off. Yeah, Lubu's spin-off, man's an absolute beast. Even if we give Jack London, I think there's too many closings to deal with. Jack's a really tricky fighter, but Loki's also a really tricky fighter. I think Loki would probably take it from Jack, but like it's hard. Again, I think like most matchups are going to be high diff no matter what. If you read Jack's side manga, you would get a better example of his potential. Yeah, but everyone here knows how much I dislike the Jack side manga. Jack vs Loki would just be a Cruella vs Hisoka. Yeah, to an extent. But just it'd be Cruella vs Hisoka, but Hisoka's got a lot more options basically. Because like Hisoka's kind of like got like very like he does really well with what he's got, but like. It was just kind of Hisoka just trying to avoid all the shit that, like, Cruella's throwing at him. I don't know what Loki's going to do as Leo comes barreling down a mountain in a straight line at the speed of light of a shield that is both actively perfect offense and defense. Clones, baby. He's got those clones. By the way, have you watched the newish... have you watched the new-ish Civilization video yet? I have not. What Pokemon would Simmer and Loki have? Loki would have a dog Pokemon. Which dog Pokemon would like suit him? We haven't got an ice type dog as far as I'm aware. Well, that's a good. God, we have a lot of dog Pokemon now, don't we? Like, obviously we've got loads of them. Which one do I? Like I can see like Loki's a hard one. Like I could see him having like a little Yamper. That'd be quite funny. But I think more seriously, probably Rockruff, I guess. Maybe? Rockruff? Or Grievard, maybe? Grievard. No, I'd probably say Grievard. Or however you pronounce it, like Houndstone's pre-evolution. I'd probably say them. I could see him having like a Snorunt as well. What other ice Pokemon could he have? I'm not going to give him like 6. I'm just who else could I see him with? I could see him with. Definitely see a Snorunt. I could see him with a Cubchoo maybe as well, or an Avalugg. I could see him with an Avalugg. Even Hisui and Avalugg would be pretty cool. As for Loki, who do I see Loki with? I feel like he would definitely have some ghost type Pokemon. I can definitely see him with like maybe a Dusclops. Can I see him with a Dusclops? What other ghost Pokemon are there? We've had a lot of ghost Pokemon recently. Or a Yamask. I can see him with a Yamask. Yamask seems something he'd have. Maybe like Bayonet or something, because obviously he has the Brunhild doll, so maybe Bayonet or something. Obviously he's a Gooner. Actually no, Loki's a Gooner, so he'd probably have he'd have Lopunny, he'd have Vaporeon, he'd have Gardevoir, he'd have Serena, or how do you say it? How did the grass run from Alola? Alola grass woman. Oh, it's going to show the woman Pokemon. What's it called? I can't think what it's called now. Yeah, it is Sarina. Sarina. I can see a Sarina on the team. What other weird Goonabates Pokemon are there? Anyway, all the Goonabate Pokemon, basically. Love Medaka Box, very overpowered ability. Yeah, there's some OP shit and stuff. Dan, do you read Madara Tyson? I do, but I'm a few chapters behind at the moment. Show an idea where we give fighters Pokemon teams. That is a phenomenal suggestion, Candy Sensei. We're doing that next, because that's all. No, yeah, we're definitely doing that next. That's really fun, and there's enough fighters that it's a topic that will last all stream. Yeah, so we're definitely doing that. That sounds cool. The way things are going, it seems like Nostradamus may not be fighting. That is, unless he gets out of Tartarus in the next few chapters. Yeah, maybe. Like, I think Raspberries is most new, but it seems like next round. The issue is, but basically, it just comes down to the logistics of how how the extra fight will happen. Because I just do not see us having this setup with all these fighters revealed in like chapter 3, and then one of them not fighting. I still strongly believe Kintoki will be the final fight. Kintoki will be the final fighter. But the bigger thing that we need to think about is that we are now out of Valkyries. Are we out of Valkyries now? No, we're not out of Valkyries, are we? No, we're not, because of Buddha. So we got like the one silhouette of the Valkyrie that's in like is it like in a bell dress or something? That one. We still got that one to go. So that one's probably Rasputin's partner. And again, I strongly believe Brunhild dies in the penultimate round. So I think we're getting an extra round. I don't know how, but I just feel we definitely are. I just don't know how it's going to happen. Because if we don't get this extra round, not only does it mean a fighter doesn't fight, it means one of the Valkyries doesn't fight. And if one of the Valkyries doesn't fight, it's most likely Gol, I guess. And that would be throwing away all the brilliant writing around Gol's character. And I just cannot accept that. Not gonna lie, I've lost this now. Where are we up to? Not gonna lie, I might ask my older brother to buy me a body pillow. He knows I'm a DJ. Oh, a family of gooners. I remember correctly, you have watched ReZero, right? I love ReZero. If you did, what do you think about it? My favourite anime and light novel, by the way. And what do you think about Subaru? Best protagonist for me, by the way. Subaru, would he make my top 10 anime protagonists? He might. He definitely used to. But I've watched and read so many great series. But I really like Subaru. He might make top 10, but I'm not sure. In terms of ReZero, yeah, I love ReZero. I really love the anime. I am reading the light novels, but like they're really dense reads. There's just so much of it that I'm still like, I'm not in pre-season 1 yet when it comes to the light novels. I've heard last season was not particularly great adaptation of the light novel from what my friends who read the light novels have told me. But I enjoyed the season nonetheless. Yeah, I really do like ReZero. Like, people have asked for ReZero videos on the channel. I could, but I'd have to reread ReZero, and I'd have to rewatch the ReZero, basically. And I don't know if I have time for that. But never say never, basically. Do you think the ultimate message of the series is everyone's human no matter what? But, like, I do think the ultimate message of the series is everyone's human no matter what. But, like, Hunter, Gintama, and others, there is definitely more direct commentary to be found. To be honest, most shonen manga just default to connection is true power. Everyone is human. Like, those tend to be like very universal themes you find in shonen. So yeah, but they often shows usually have other themes besides those. You should watch The Fragrant Flowers Bloom with Dignity, literally the best romance anime manga of all time, and catch up to the manga. I've heard really good things about it, but I haven't actually started it yet. Imagine a collab stream with you, Mysterious Weeb, and Allfather Silver. I know who these people are. Who the hell's Allfather Silver? I know Mysterious Weeb because he's a Rasputin guy. I assumed he did Ragnarok content, but he does. Who is this guy? I'll have to watch some of his stuff afterwards. Oh no, I've never watched him, but I do know him because I've seen his thumbnails before. God, he's uploading like 3 videos a week. I can't compete with this. I'll have to give them a check out because they look like they do cool content. In all fairness, I haven't collabed in ages. I used to collab a lot back in the day. Back when, well, it's more that like most of my old YouTube friends have quit and I've not made new ones basically. That said, to be fair, this has been in the works for like since the beginning of the year and we've made no progress on it. But at some point, hopefully, me, Eddie Hates Anime, and Pokesall are going to start a podcast. Hopefully. Again, this has been kind of like in the works for ages now. We've not really made progress. But one day this might happen. Actually, I think it might be Kengan who did it first. Yeah, well, Kengan... Yeah, but like, I don't think... No, I'd say Kengan doesn't really... I wouldn't say Kengan fits within that kind of Madro Tyson, Tenkaichi, Ragnarok kind of premise. Because, like, Kengan has a story outside of its tournament. Like, the tournament was the big part of Ashura, but, like, there was a lot of stuff before the tournament in Ashura. Whereas all these other ones, like, it is just the tournament. That's all the story's based around. And there's no longevity past the tournament. Also, like, they all have very similar cover designs and, like, just art styles and shit. I wouldn't say Kengan is exactly the same. Seth, I do agree, but I get why people think that people in power on the older side tend to be less likely to challenge So, oh yeah, they do. But again, I think the young people would be basically the same. That's all I'm saying. Can we bring back the right to duel another person to prove our way is right? Not gonna lie, I thought that Loki would have won because of how important he was in actual Ragnarok. Yeah, I said that earlier in stream. Like, in actual Ragnarok, he's really important, but I guess he just locked Siegfried up. Not gonna lie, the second I saw Loki's backstory, I thought he was gonna die. Yeah, Loki's backstory was just... I'm not saying it's the worst backstory in the story. Because, like, Thor and Zeus's backstories are basically nothing burgers. At least there's substance to this. But, like, for me, what a backstory should do is it should either teach us something new about the character or recontextualize how we thought of them. And I don't think this does either. The only new thing you learn from that is that he used to be angry and that he got Siegfried locked up. That's like literally it. And like, in terms of understanding his character, it didn't do anything. He was the same gooner that we knew beforehand. I think that's like those like 2 chapters before, like when he had Brunhild doll, was like that says more about his character than his entire backstory. So I think it's kind of a ass backstory in my opinion. Also, imagine the faces of the angel custodians that have to clean up Loki's room. I was hoping that Brune would find out what Loki did right before he dies, and the last thing he sees is a disgusted face rather than her smile. It wouldn't sound like Brunhild knows, but I don't know. I thought there would be more to Brunhild Loki's relationship. Like, clearly isn't. It was just a one-sided like crush and then nothing. Masoga Box, I mean, he's a sniper. Either a fighter gets picked out slowly at a distance or the enemy comes with melee range and is immediate loss. Yeah, it's true. Like, a ranged fighter in Ragnarok doesn't lend to the most interesting of actual fighting choreography. I think that's why they went so ham with Loki so many weird abilities, because otherwise it's a very boring fight from a choreography standpoint. Theme is Guna versus non-Guna. Could Lubu's weapon throw break Gojo's infinity? I don't think it could, but I want it to. Are you hyped for the next Death Battle? It's Hulk vs Godzilla. I have not watched Death Battle in like a decade, if I'm being honest. Hulk vs Godzilla. Is it versions of Hulk or Godzilla, or is it like composite characters? Because like Worldbreaker Hulk beats like 99.9% of Godzilla variants. I think if you really wank Godzilla in hell, he might be stronger. And I know some people scale like Godzilla. Oh, what's it called? The Netflix one. The Netflix anime. I can't remember what it's called now. Well, the Godzilla Netflix anime, whatever that's called. Singular Point. That's it. I know some people scale Singular Point Godzilla to like Outerversal for some bizarre reason. So I say it's probably Hulk. But it depends which versions you're doing. You should do a poll on who's the biggest bum. Lubu, Leonidas, Loki, the demon guy, etc. Well, why is Lubu on this list? Lubu's not a bum. What is this? Lubu is not Force equal, bro. He got loaded back. He did not. Thor literally states it himself. He literally says in dialogue that Lubu is the rival he's been waiting for. And just for reference, Thor had the option to fight like every god in Valhalla, and none of them were worthy. Okay, even if you don't say Valhalla, if you just say in the Norse pantheon, which I say does include Odin, my Thor agenda, like, do I genuinely think Odin's going to be weaker than Thor? Probably not. But in terms of like actual like physical combat and like physical stats, I think Thor is definitely stronger. No, I think Lubu is very much implied to be Thor's equal. I don't see how you can read round one and come to a conclusion that they're not basically equals. That's like the whole subtext of their respective writings kind of falls apart if you don't think they're relative. Because like Thor found happiness because he found an equal rival to him. That's like his whole storyline in round one. Like that's his whole thing. So it doesn't make any sense if Lubu's not like as strong as him. You should have stream rating our waifu / husbandos. I mean, that could get messy very quickly. Lidmilia is finally in Majo. Again, I'm not caught up, but I will try catch up. Did he even injure Thor at all? He inflicted more damage to his own horse. Oh my god. Like, also, just for reference, Thor vs. Lubu was one of the longest fights in Ragnarok. Like, there was a lot of back and forth there. So even if you want to say, like, he did no damage, like, he lasted against Thor, like, longer than, like, basically any other fighter lasted against their opponent. Because I'm pretty sure... Let's have a look. I think it's, like, the second longest round or something. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's the third longest round. Yeah, it's 16 minutes. It was 16 minutes of fighting. Like, you got to be relative to last. Like, if he was so much weaker than Thor, he wouldn't last 16 minutes when all they're doing is physically clashing for 16 minutes. Simo got a cameo in Magic Tyson. Did he? That's awesome. Also, I watched the Chainsaw Man video that was so unfathomably bad. I actually wrote an essay about it. I only read part one a few times, and I could still tell it was utter bullshit. Okay, I'll have to. You can send me the video. I'm curious. I'm not going to shit on the video or anything. I will watch it. I'm just curious what they could have said that was so bad. Because, like, I mean, Chainsaw Man's a pretty easy to understand series from themes perspectives. I'm curious, like, how you could be so far off it. Like, generally, like, when you see people be really far off what seems the obvious themes, it is usually due to, like, political reasons, if that makes sense. Like, if people are trying to see politics in stories, then I think that can really warp how they see the themes. But, like, if it isn't, like, to do with politics, then I really struggle to see how someone can be so far off when it comes to Chainsaw Man, because I thought it was pretty simple, like, what he was trying to get at. Why do you dislike Jack's side manga? That's the best spin-off. I hate the Jack like the Jack manga in isolation. I don't mind. I quite like the manga as its own thing. I hate it for how it ruins Jack's character, because it makes Jack not be Jack the Ripper, and Jack not being Jack the Ripper, just like, I've made a whole video about this before, but like, it just completely recontextualizes everything about round 4. Because it's like, sure, even if, like, Jack, like, it's not the matter of fact that he isn't actually Jack the Ripper. It's the fact that he isn't this heinous criminal who kills everyone. They made him into more of an anti-hero that, like, likes killing, like, because he likes killing other serial killers and bad people because they give the best emotions. But, like, that just goes completely against, like, the themes of round 4. Like, Jack needs to be this monster that, like, yeah, he's doing it because he enjoys it, but he doesn't care who he kills to do it. The moment you make his, like, him, like, going out of his ways and working for, like, an agency to kill serial killers, it just diminishes, like, it ruins round four's themes. It especially hurts Heracles' character. Like, it really does a lot of damage to, like, Heracles, because Heracles showing love to the worst of human, the worst humankind can be, a serial killer who kills everyone, no matter, like, just purely out of his own heinous, like, desires, is what makes Heracles' like embrace of him so powerful. But the moment that Jack isn't this, like, horrible human being, and, like, you can somewhat justify his murders, it just completely ruins round four for me. That's why I don't like the spin-off for being connected. If it was its own story, I would probably really enjoy it, because I actually like the plot for what it is and the action, but I hate what it does to Jack's character. In Simo's arena, who do you think would win this old prediction, Apollo with a bow or Simo? Simo. I don't think Apollo stands much of a chance, because, like, if they're in this arena, I don't think anything's indicated Apollo's got particularly good observation skills. So Simo would hide, Simo would then headshot Apollo, and Apollo would die. Like, I just don't see, and, like, I don't, like, sure, maybe Apollo could deflect with his threads, but he needs to know where it's coming from. So I think Apollo just dies. Netero versus Zeus would be fun to see, assuming Netero gets a Valkyrie. Oh yeah, that would be a really fun fight. Does Apollo know where Simo is? Yeah, probably. Yeah, if he knows where he is. If he knows where he is, then I guess it depends how quickly he can draw the bow and fire. Because in theory, his light arrow should be faster than Simo's bullet. Because, like, light arrow is, like, a light speed attack. I can see Loki with an Ekans. Yeah, I can see Loki with an Ekans. I can see him with a, like, a Rapidash or some kind of horse as well. For, you know, mythology reasons. In Simo's arena, unless he or his abilities are able to melt snow, it's going to go to Simo. In the normal arena, I think Apollo dominates. Oh yeah, in the normal arena, Simo's, like, not got much chance. I don't know, we haven't seen Simo's durability, so maybe he is actually more durable than we think. But yeah, like, Apollo would just, like, get him. Like, if Simo can see where Apollo, if Apollo can see Simo and knows where he is, I think he should be able to deflect with his threads. Loki would 100% have Zerora, the black-red illusion of wolf Pokemon that transforms. I mean, yeah, if we're being serious, yeah, definitely. If we're not, no, because you can't. It's not as good to go to. But Phil and Simo know where each other are. If they're in Simo's arena, I think if they know where each other's are, I think Apollo just wins. If they both have if, like, Apollo has his bow ready to go, I think he does. You think Loki asked anyone to get rid of that doll he lost? I don't think he did. Thoughts on Anubis? I like him. We haven't seen really much about him yet, so for now, I'm excited to see him fight. Small One-Eyed King. Hello, good day, Seth the Sin. Hello, Aman. Good to see you. I'm sure you actually joined stream a while ago. I'm wading through chat. We haven't actually talked about the chapter yet because I haven't got a break from talking chat. I was like, I just want to do some channel updates, so I will try and get through these chats quickly. The only thing helping Apollo in Simo's arena, if he immediately takes out his bow and starts firing all around, it's going to go to Simo. Yeah, it's just like Simo would just shoot him first. If they're in a blank arena, I think Apollo takes it, to be honest. But apart from that, I think Simo probably dominates. Is Anubis versus Rasputin possible? I think it's very likely. I think it's the most likely thing to be next round. Only because, like, there's two gods that we know of that can fight next round. That being Anubis or Odin. It makes no sense really for it to be Odin. Because, you know, assumably he's fighting last, or, like, at least not now. I mean, he could, like, say, oh, humans are getting too far, I need to take action. But then it'd be really weird if Anubis fights after Odin. In terms of the human fighter, it makes sense to be Rasputin because Nostradamus just isn't anywhere near the arena. And I still strongly believe Kentucky will be the final fighter for various reasons. So I do think Anubis Rasputin is very likely. If we don't get a draw, do you think the fandom will go crazy? I don't think it's the draw people go crazy about. If one of the human fighters doesn't get the fight, I think then people will go crazy. Theory still, Nostradamus kidnapped Gold so that she can be his Valkyrie. I mean, I really hope that isn't the case, because I really want Kintoki and Gold to pair up, but, you know, it's definitely possible. Like the guy in the Chainsaw Man unironically said Denji should have run away even if the Yakuza guys killed him, and claims Denji was fine in being a slave. What? So Denji should have run away even if the Yakuza guys killed him? What does that even mean? What? And Denji was fine being a slave. I'm joking. I mean, like, Denji was in denial about it, but like, I think he'd rather not be a slave, to be honest with you. I mean, like, he was fine with being a slave near the end of part 1, but like, that's because he was like so mentally broken at that point, and he just wanted all agency in his life removed. So if they're talking about like near the end of the manga, then yeah, to an extent he did. If they're talking like at the beginning of the manga, then definitely not. What are your thoughts on the Record of Ragnarok Season 3 trailer? Looks fine. It looks like the Record of Ragnarok anime. Everyone here knows I'm not a fan of the anime, so it doesn't do much for me. CGI Tesla looks interesting. I'm not excited, but like I don't watch the anime, so it doesn't really affect me. The draw will happen in the Odin round. Odin will finish his plan beforehand and die during his round. Siegfried will become the vessel and fight for the gods to not only destroy humanity, but also... That's actually a really good... Yeah, I like that. That's really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's good. The only issue I have, again, with that... is like, who's making Siegfried fight in the next round? Because if Odin's not there making him do it, I don't know why Siegfried would. Because if Siegfried gets like overtaken by the vessels, I guess no, because if the vessel also includes Odin's vessel, then I guess Odin's consciousness could have some power over Siegfried, and then Odin could live on through his rune thing into Siegfried. That could make sense. I do like that. Siegfried will then become the vessel and fight for the gods, not only to destroy humanity, but also unleash the primordials. Actually, that's a really good theory, though. Okay, I like that a lot. Agatha Christie might get cancelled due to one of her books. Why? What was Agatha Christie done? Didn't know Patrick Star was in an anime. I have no idea what that's in reference to, but it's probably funny. Small One Eye King, wait for your round 11 explained. Yeah, I'm looking forward to writing it. I'm going to start writing it, like, sometime this week, but, like, I'll wait till next chapter's out before I publish it, because there's often stuff. Like, I expect we'll get something with Simo after, like, some talk. Simo will give some kind of, like, internal monologue or something after this round that might be quite important. And we might also get, we could get, like, another Loki flashback or something. So, like, I don't want to jump the gun with it. It's funny how Magic Tyson did the whole ritual murder thing before Shimetsu excluded Fate, but that's another form of media, different style tournament. Yeah, well, Magic Tyson is just like, just because of how many fights there is, it's just it's a bit more of a, it's quicker. It's a quicker, more fast-paced story, so it probably gets to the meat of its like greater plot quicker. Yeah, it's not that great of an adaptation of ReZero Season 3 as an anime season itself. It's great, but they cut a lot from, especially the Teresa backstory. Yeah, that's what I've basically been told. The Funimation series will be maybe the real Record of Ragnarok with the friends he made along the way. He's uploading 3 times a week. I can't compete. Quality over quantity, Seth. Hey, I uploaded 2 videos a week the other week. That was pretty good of me. So last week's video was demonetized, so I didn't make any money from it. But, well, like, it's like this week's video should have come out today, but I couldn't stream today, so I've moved this week's upload to tomorrow because I don't want to have the upload come out at the same time I'm streaming. That's just not good it's just not good at all, because then people will like watch the stream instead of watching the video, and it'll tank like the engagement. So it'll be out tomorrow, and it will be the next Majo Tyson round analysis. So look forward to that. Back in the day, okay. The Apocalypse of the Gods Indra versus Shuzaku is intense, a better round than the previous rounds. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Nah, he's a grandpa. We should prepare his bed. Do you watch Dandadan? Episode 7 is best for me. Yeah, Dandadan's great stuff. Yeah, Dandadan. I think Dandadan's most interesting in its current manga arc, because like they did a Sharknado going on. It's pretty cool. Loki is, in my opinion, the worst fighter character character-wise. May. Like, the thing is, like, I'm not gonna put Loki below, like, maybe actually. Like, I really glaze 4 because I like 4 a lot, but like, there's like no character writing to 4 whatsoever. So I'm not going to say Loki's a worse written character than 4 because he just isn't. But he's definitely not high in my rankings. Rain Correa is going to be the most recognizable Kenyan character due to the Deku Street Team memes and the Mihawk agenda. Oh my god, yeah, the Deku Street Team memes are quite something. Mihawk agenda is also very, very funny. In my analysis, why the backstory of Simo and Loki is shown that way is just to show their motivations on why they fight. I mean, that is almost all the fighters, but what I found... that is almost all the fighters, but what I found unique is that their backstory motivates them to kill. Simo kills to protect, while Loki kills to prove a point. Yeah, I definitely, like, I agree with that, like, it contrasts it, but, like, at the same time, Simo's backstory also tells us a lot about Simo as a character, whereas Loki's backstory tells us jack shit about Loki as a character. Like, you can still do that and still have, like, actual, like, recontextualize the character, but, like, it doesn't really do anything for Loki's character, besides, you know, just showing why he does what he does. To be fair, Leo, my glorious goat's backstory is literally his death, but that is also the only thing people know to care about him. No, because the thing about, like, Leo's... I think there's some... Leo's backstory does show other stuff, in my opinion. Like, it shows, like... Obviously, it shows, like, his distaste for, like... his distaste for Apollo. But it, like, really ingrains the rebellion, the rebel that is so important to his character. I think his backstory... I think his backstory really does contextualize why his title is what it is. Maybe I'm biased. Is that their backstory motivates them to kill so much? Oh yeah, I've already read that. I like Zook's fighting style. Yeah, Zook's fighting style is fucking awesome. His weapon's really cool. Do you watch superhero movies? I know you watch Superman, but how about other DCU or even MCU? I'm a massive comic book movie fan. I'm going to watch Fantastic Four tomorrow. Because it's I'm looking forward to that a lot. But yeah, I'm a massive comic fan. Mainly DC. I'm a much bigger DC fan than I am a Marvel fan. I'm very, very excited for the future of the DCU. Because, you know, Creature Commanders was great. Watch my Creature Commanders video if you haven't already. Superman was incredible. And like Peacemaker I'm a big fan of. And like, although like not all of it's canon anymore, like the Suicide Squad is probably my favorite comic movie of all time. Also done by James Gunn. So like overall, like yeah, I'm a very big what's it called? Very big comic fan. So as long as the DCU stuff continues to be good, I will probably continue to make DCU videos on the channel. But yeah, I'm a big comic fan. I kind of wish instead of being one of the shortest fights, it would have been the longest, like multiple days. Loki keeps hiding for long periods of time, trying to outsmart Simo, but fails. Yeah, it would have been cool, but like, you know, short round, I guess. Seeing the Chinese realm, I can understand why Sun Wukong looks like a thug. Yeah, I was going to save this for like when I actually get around to discussing the chapters, but like, how did it take this long for us to get some basic lore on how Valhalla works? Like, it's insane. And it came in a spin-off as well, but like, we finally kind of understand how Valhalla works at once. What's the greatest quotes in Ragnarok? I'll go first. Is there any man who needs to respect his own children? I mean, that is it. That there is the greatest line in Ragnarok. I don't think... That is just the best line. I think the second best line... Well, it's not really a line, but like the entirety of Tesla's death speech, I'd say is probably second for me. The whole... let me just pull up so I'm not misquoting. The you know, the whole non-9, nothing has ended yet. Humans will keep like what's the word? Humans will keep innovating. Ragnarok will never come. Humanity advance forward. Like that speech there, I think is probably for me the second most impactful. There's just so many. There's just so many great ones. So actually, yeah, people just put yours in the comments because I want to see some appreciation for it. Candy Sensei, also happy birthday to best girl in Genshin Impact, Yanfei. Happy birthday, Yanfei. Hope you have a good one, Yanfei, in the Genshin Impact. I can link the video here or Discord if you want. I'll probably put in Discord. I think there might be something that doesn't let you put links in chat. So yeah, just write in the Discord and I will have a look. Not to poke fun at the video, just to genuinely see what's up. Arthur versus Alcon update on the progress. I've not made really any progress since last video. I've just had a lot. I've been I've just had a lot on basically, and it's a real time. I've really got him in the right headspace to write Ragnarok. Like, I can't just sit down and write a little bit. I just need to be in the right headspace and just lock in and just write a lot of it. So I do apologize it's taken so long, but like, it is what it is. Best part was he wanted to look at through the lens. Best part was he wanted to look at it through the lens of Western hero stories, even though Chainsaw Man is not a Western story and not a hero story in the typical way, at least. Yeah, I mean, like, Fujimoto is a massive fan of Western movies, and especially Western comic movies. He references them a lot in Fire Punch. So I don't think it's completely wrong to apply a Western story structure to it, because like Fujimoto is very much obsessed with Western stories. But like, I'd have to see how he explains it and see his points basically. Have you heard of Gamma Jack from The Incredibles? What? Gamma Jack? Is he what? Is in? Yeah, it's the one I thought about was. Yeah. I saw a load of shit about. I don't understand the context of it, but I saw a load of shit about it on Instagram the other day. What's the meme about it? What's the meme about Gamma Jack? Like, I know, like, there was a while when people wanted him to be the villain for Incredibles, like, the Incredibles 2, but like, why has he suddenly become like really talked about? He also calls devils demons for some reason. I mean, in all fairness, well, the thing is, devils and demons, in fairness, like, it's just the translation of Akama can be translated either way, but is there, like, the official doesn't call them demons, and the anime doesn't call them demons. Maybe there's some scanlations that call them demons, but I don't get quite where he'd get the word demon from. The only character he references is Denji, Pachita, and Makima, and spends like the first 8 minutes yapping about nothing. Oh, okay, this sounds like it's a bit of a weird video, but we'll see. It's Chainsaw Man fan out about giving credit. Brilliant stuff. So great, chapter 105 discussion, guys. Look, Elkane, I want to discuss the chapter, but I need to engage with chat, so I need to get through all of chat first, and then I'll talk about the chapter. Like, I'm partly convinced he just read chapter 1 and read the rest on Wiki on something and skimmed over most of it. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. Imagine if they clean out Loki's room and see the doll being, crusty. I don't think Loki probably did. 2 more minutes before the stream starts buffering to hell. Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, we're looking alright at the moment. I don't know why at 6 o'clock it just starts buffering, but LK abandoned ship. Don't see why the writers would have the fighter we know nothing about and hasn't done anything fight the vessel of the most important god in the series. Don't know why the fighters would have the fighter we know nothing about and hasn't done anything fight the vessel of the most important god in the series. Yeah. Well, I assume you're talking about Rasputin. No, the crew goes out with the captain. Anubis versus Nostradamus, the god who took the most lives versus the man who saved the most. That's written for the next round. My only issue with that is, like, the logistics when Nostradamus is nowhere near the arena right now. He's, like, down in Tartarus. So I don't see how he would get there in time. He also says Denji being young shouldn't matter, as if Denji was not a victim of abuse and poverty, which Shosho was done to defend. Yeah, what do you mean Denji being young doesn't matter? Like, what? Denji grew up in, like, one of the worst, like childhoods you can have. What? Zook's divine weapon is pretty versatile. He has a good long range and short range. Yeah, Zook's is really good. I'm really interested in what Indra's third secret weapon's going to be. I feel it's one of two things. It might be like a lightning projectile, or it might just be, how he has, he moves and he hits, and there's like 1 split second in between, like Hermes keeps going on about. It's possible that he just completely eliminates that gap, and so he's moving and attacking at the same time, and maybe that's it, and he just can't be counted anymore. Could be that. Imagine if Goku accidentally gets into Record of Ragnarok. I think he'd do pretty well, to be honest. 100% like to viewer ratio. Nice. See, that's what we like to see. There was a meme on TikTok where someone posted a picture of Patrick and said it's Subaru, and someone asked him why give him a new name, and I replied, I call Patrick Subaru. Oh, I think I've seen that before. Probably a hot take. Loki is the weakest god so far. Well, maybe. if you're like, I know some people argue he might be stronger than Prometheus or something. If we're talking Apocalypse of the Gods 2, if we're just talking about the record of Ragnarok fighters, is he? He might be stronger than Zero. Zero gets really downplayed though, so I don't know. I don't even think he's definitely on the weaker side. He's weaker than I thought he'd be. I thought Loki was actually going to be quite strong. But I don't know. When is next Ragnarok? When I finish writing it, basically. I listened to the new Tenkaichi video while making dinner before hopping on the stream. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. Wait a minute. What do you mean the new Tenkaichi video? Did it just drop off, for God's sake? God's sake. You know how I just went on a rant about how I had to move the Tenkaichi video to release tomorrow so that it wouldn't happen at the same time as stream? Well, for some reason, it has upload. I literally changed the upload time earlier today. Ah, for God's sake. Well, all I'll say is, can everyone in chat currently, can you promise me when the stream ends, you'll go and watch the new Tenkaichi video? Please. Because I didn't mean for it to come out when we were streaming. That wasn't meant to happen. God damn it. That's very annoying, that. I literally changed it. I literally changed this. This is ridiculous. Okay, well, nothing I can do about it now. But it wasn't meant to come out. God damn it. That's really bloody annoying. Let's hope the DCU doesn't go as bad as Tomorrowverse. Yeah, Tomorrowverse kind of like... Yeah, I think Tomorrowverse is kind of doomed from the start, to be honest with you. But I think DCU is going to be good. I have a good feeling about it. What do you think will be the words on the memorials of Leonidas, Susanoo, and now Loki? I mean, if we see them, there's a good chance we never see them. Leonidas would probably be... well, we've already had Pride on one, haven't we? Leonidas might be like... Grit, or something like that. Susanoo would probably be... I want to say passion, but like passion's already been used before, I think. Susanoo's might be like, it could just be sword, just the word sword, and Loki's would be Guna. My dad versus Raiden both have harems. The most iconic superhero comic movie scene is not the portal from Endgame. It's with great power comes great responsibility. Fight me. Yeah, it's not Endgame. Endgame scene is really iconic and it's really great. It really is. But yeah, it's obviously with great power comes great responsibility. It's arguably the most important, like, most iconic quote in comic history, in my opinion. It's definitely great power comes great responsibility. I can see an argument for Superman, like, going back, Superman flying around the Earth and like reversing time, because that's just a very iconic comic book movie moment. I can even see an argument for like Joker just saying, "Have you seen like do you want to know how I got these scars?" Like, that's just, it is a very iconic moment in The Dark Knight. And The Dark Knight's arguably like the most critically acclaimed comic movie of all time. But yeah, I'd take great power comes great responsibility. For me, after Adam is Leo's "We can't choose where we're born, but we can choose how we'll live and die" speech. That is a really good speech, but it just doesn't really... I don't hear enough people talking about it to say it's iconic. It's really good, though. If you have to make an SCP movie, which SCP would you make a movie about? I am not that up to date with my SCP lore. I mean, what would make an interesting one? Like, I love the Unkillable Lizard. It's one of my all-time... It's probably my favourite SCP. But I don't think an Unkillable Lizard movie is particularly interesting. What's the SCP where, like, it's just a guy and he just keeps escaping containment? Just a normal guy? I think you can make a fun... I think you can do, like, a fun comedy with that. I think you could do a really good movie for, like, an apocalyptic end of the world with SCP... Is it SCP-0 or SCP-1? The one that's a sun. SCP... is the sun. Yeah, the SCP-1. I know there's lots of different SCP-1s, different stories, but the SCP-1 that's the sun, I mean, that could be a really good storyline. Yeah, I'd probably go for that one, because I think that's really good. Or just, like, I'm sure you could do some cool stuff with the Crimson King as well. But that's probably what I'd say. Okay, I sent a link to you. I will definitely watch off stream. I'm not going to clown them on stream, don't worry. Gamma Jack is basically the Homelander of the Incredibles. Okay. It's about how maybe Syndrome was right. Gamma Jack was putting more priority in saving good-looking women and having his way with good criminals. I mean, I think Syndrome had a point to an extent, I guess. Yeah, but why? Yeah, Gamma Jack basically Homelander. He also kills villains and prefers women. Yeah, but why? What's the sudden obsession with him? What's the obsession with Gamma Jack recently? Why? What's brought it on? And he doesn't call anyone by their name, just like Denji boy or man character, Makima woman. Incredible work. Worst part is he doesn't even bring up my glorious queen, the fucking goat, Kobane. I mean, I don't know if I've ever mentioned Kobane in one of my Chainsaw Man analyses, to be completely honest with you. No, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I'm bringing them up much. I'm not standing for goat for most downplay. I don't know. I love Prometheus. You guys know I like Prometheus, but like his feats aren't great. Okay, Seth, I'll watch it. Good. That's good to see. Chainsaw Man want all invisible. Leonidas might be selfishness. I mean, yeah, he could be. But even though selfishness isn't necessarily like a bad thing, it has a more bad connotation to it. And even with like, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Even with like Poseidon and pieces of shit like that, they still use bring those little bit kind of nice words. Zorofuku is way stronger than people give him credit for. Like, in my opinion, he's very much up there in terms of stand and bang characters. I don't know. It gets really hard to compare feats between characters. And he was kind of just getting dog walked by Buddha. So if you think Buddha's like a lot stronger than like most of the other gods, then yeah, that puts Zoro like, it wouldn't make Zoro look bad. But if like Buddha's meant to be on par with the other gods, then it would make Zoro look quite bad, because like he was kind of getting dog walked by Buddha. Like his performance is just kind of like the worst performance we've had of a character against their opponent. Alright, I'll watch it. I'll treat the video as a review for Tenkaichi, since I was considering reading it. I mean, if you haven't watched Tenkaichi, then don't feel the need. Then read it. Don't feel the need to watch the video, because I will be spoiling stuff. I'm not joking about my dad, by the way. He actually did have a harem. What do you mean he had a harem? What? My mum won. I need the story for this harem business. Imagine clicks Luke. How you doing, brother? I'm doing pretty good. We're quite a way into the stream, and I'm still got a lot of life left in me. Leonidas could be independent. Susanoo could be diligence. Oh, diligence would be a good one for Susanoo. Loki could be loyalty. No, Loki's Guna. I don't know what you're on about. It's definitely Guna. Buddha's speech about a good life. Buddha's speech is very good, actually, as well. The SCP is Jeff, who's an Australian guy. That's the one. People have a bigger hate boner for Leo than he did for Apollo. Then why the only thing people say is either fraud, or the few Leo fans have to fight through the hell and back to say he's a decent fighter and character? Honestly, yeah, Leo gets things, but like it's not like I thought a lot of the Okita hate had gone away, and to an extent it has. But then I've seen loads of Okita hate, like people basically saying, basically a lot of like people saying, "Oh, Rasputin's going to lose the next round." And he should have won. They're already saying Rasputin should win his round, and Okita should have lost his round so that Rasputin can win. And I'm just like, what? Anyway, we're finally. Oh no, I thought we'd caught up to chat. We're not. God damn it. Have you heard that Spider-Man's Brand New Day will have a Punisher and Hulk in it? It's PG-13, so I find it weird how they do this. But I remember how brutal Bucky in Winter Soldier. Maybe that's how. Well, from what it sounds like. We know Hulk, or Bruce Banner specifically. Bruce Banner is going to be a professor at Peter's like college or university, I guess. I think that's what that is. In terms of Punisher, I don't. Maybe I would have rather look personally. I love Punisher. I'd like to see more Punisher. I would have just liked a street level Daredevil and Spider-Man movie. That's what I would have liked to see. But you know, I mean, you can do PG Punisher, I guess. I just don't know how Punisher's going to be in it. Also, like, we know, like, Sadie Sink's been cast as some redhead in that movie, and there's a lot of like questions of who it could be. Because like, I don't think it's confirmed who they're playing, right? Unless I'm behind the news, is it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not me saying it. Well, like, there's a couple people it could be. Like, I know some people are saying it's like Mayday Parker, like, which would be very weird. which is like Peter. That's like Peter and Mary J's like daughter, which would be interesting. It'd be like a time travel thing, or I think I'd like it could be like Jean Grey. I don't think it's Jean Grey personally. I'd like it to be like it could be Jackpot maybe. It could be Jackpot. I think it's Firestar. That's my personal prediction of who it's going to be. I think it's Firestar. It wouldn't surprise me if like maybe the movie is set in like a Mephisto vision, and she's just playing an alternate Mary Jane. I don't know. I don't really know what they're going to do with this. I know there's rumours Mr. Negative's going to be the villain, but like I think Sadie Sink's probably playing Firestar. That's my guess, but I'm not quite sure. Is your dad Superman, Caddy Sensei? I don't know how much. I don't know too much about the story, but when he was younger, like high school age, he was a womanizer to a lot of women. I don't know what my dad was thinking. Bloody hell. Well, we'll see. Okay. A lot more real than I was expecting the story to be, but glad your mum won out. I still have a lot of life in me, man. Grandpa is indeed delusional. Well, usually by this point in stream, I'm ending it because I'm getting tired. It's like he's still here with us. No, it's hardly. I want to be a Kryptonian. It seems Takuji, the villain in Elusive Samurai, likes to eat alternative history word boxes since he did it again. Elusive Samurai is great stuff. Like, I've heard the anime's really good. I haven't watched the anime, but I've heard the anime's actually really good for it. But his ability would allow him to dog walk up front fighters is the thing, and against Zorofuka especially, it's one of the hardest hack scans in the series. I guess, yeah, that is true. But then, like, a lot of people will argue that... Yeah, but then a lot of people will argue that Buddha just, like, loses to, like, a lot of other, like, upfront fighters. Like, a lot of people say Poseidon over Buddha. I don't agree with that. But like, surely, like, Buddha's a really good counter to, like, Poseidon. Because he's just, like, he's not better Sasaki, but he's better in predicting moves than Sasaki. And he's probably... I don't think it's a hot take to say Buddha's probably physically more strong and fast than Sasaki. So I think Buddha would just dog walk. Well, I wouldn't say dog walk, but he would defeat Poseidon, I'm pretty sure. Grandpa Seth, do you want to tell us the story about the war? I've not been in any wars, thank you very much. I mean, Kevin Feige did confirm that Spider-Man Brand New Day will be street level. Okay, that's good. I mean, I like my Spider-Man stream. I mean, it's nice that they've kind of, like, reversed Spider-Man back to being street level, but, like, they've kind of, like... I think they've handled Spider-Man a really weird way in the MCU. Like, I really like Homecoming, and I really liked Far From Home. When it came to No Way Home, I did enjoy No Way Home. I did enjoy the movie. Of course I'm going to enjoy the movie. It's got loads of, like, nostalgia bait in it. And I really liked Peter. I really liked the relationship between the three Spider-Men. I really liked Peter's relationship with Green Goblin. I think Willem Dafoe managed to be an incredible foil to Spider-Man. It's just incredible. But at the same time, it's really, like, it's just weirded out. I think the MCU in general at the moment is just in a really weird place. But, you know, we're not going to doom and gloom about the MCU. I've heard Fantastic Four is really good, so hopefully Fantastic Four, like, is going to be, like, a really good movie. Because Thunderbolt's really good, too. Can you do these streams earlier in the day? I can't. No, I can't. This is, like, for me, because I basically have to work in the day, so this is the earliest I can do. Basically, I basically start these streams immediately after finishing work. So I start them at 5 p.m. my time. And I can't realistically do them any earlier than that, I'm afraid. It's just how time zones work out. I think Buddha is, like, the second strongest god in the series. I mean, I think I would probably agree with that. I think he's in this... I don't know if I agree with that. No, because Odin's probably going to end up being 1 or 2. So he's probably at least third. I can maybe see Thor being above him. I can maybe see Beelzebub being above him. But I would probably put him, like, third or fourth. I think Buddha is... Wow, Grandpa was a draft dodger. I used to rank Spider-Man movies No Way Home as rank 1 among all the MCU movies. XD, now it's in my top 6. I think No Way Home's a really fun movie. And I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it every time I've watched it. But, like... I can't, like for me, if I have to give my, like, top 5, if I have to give my top 5, MCU movies, number 1 for me would, I don't know. The top 3 is the 3 Guardians films. I really struggle to rank the 3 of them because I love them all equally. But those would be the first 3. Then it would probably be... God, this is hard. Because I really like the first Avengers movie. I really like Captain America First Avenger. Winter Soldier's really good. I like Homecoming a lot. It's probably my favorite of the Spider-Man movie, of the MCU Spider-Man movies. What else do I like? Endgame obviously is really good. Infinity War is obviously really good. I really like the first Black Panther. That might make top 5. I really like second Black Panther actually as well. Thunderbolts is good, but I wouldn't say it's top 5 material. I don't know. Okay, my top 3 is the 3 Guardians movies. I don't know beyond that. Grandpa was the Great Depression. I don't know why I'm getting called so... Oh, this is awful. Grandpa said, which country did you run away from to get away from the draft? Best Peter Parker is Toby. If we're talking live action... it's hard. It's really hard, actually. I like all 3 of them. I think all 3 of them do really, really good jobs. I think Andrew does the... Andrew does the best Spider-Man. I think Toby does the best Peter Parker. No. I really think Tom Holland does a really good job as Peter. I think Toby does too. I think Andrew does the best Spider-Man. I don't think his Peter Parker is better than the other 2. But I think his Spider-Man performance is better. But it's really hard to say. Who do you think will fight next round? Rasputin or Sakata? Rasputin, obviously, because Kentucky will be in the last round, and I will stick to my guns on that. Tsundere wife or Yandere wife? Tsundere. Yandere will try stab you. Tom does it decent in both, but not great. I don't know. I think Tom's Peter Parker is really, really, really good, but that's just me. Anyway, thank God we're finally up to that chat. So I just really want to talk about the chapter quickly. So as for the chapter, obviously, as we know, Loki got shot in the head and died. I did like the round. Let me get so. I don't think there's a bad round in Ragnarok, so I do like it. It's definitely on the lower end of my rankings. Again, like as I said earlier in stream, I don't find Loki's backstory compelling. It didn't really tell me anything new about Loki as a character. There also, one thing, we didn't really get any interactions between Simo and Loki, so we don't get that fun dynamic between the 2 fighters that we basically get in every other round. So that's we kind of lost that. I think the choreography in the round wasn't great. I mean, Loki's plan made sense, but a lot of the logistics of how Loki's plan works were revealed after the plan was already in motion. So I think the first reveal where it turns out Loki made a clone of himself, that was cool because we didn't know he could do that, but that was a cool reveal. But then the fact that then we get to learn all these other abilities that he has, but we don't learn them ahead of time. So there's no way for us really to piece together what's going to happen before it does. So yes, it's a surprise to us, the audience, but when you get surprised too many times, it kind of feels like stuff's getting pulled out your ass a little bit, at least in my opinion. I think the themes around were fine, but they're very basic, I think, compared to some of the other rounds. I think what hurts is that Simo's cool, but there's not much to Simo, because he doesn't really speak, and that's again because of the nature of the round. We don't really have interactions between Simo and Loki, and when we don't have interactions between the 2 characters, their internal monologues and their backstories have to do a lot of heavy lifting to make us actually understand these characters. And I don't think the backstories do. The backstories are Simo's backstory is fine. It's nothing spectacular. Loki's I think is subpar. And again, Simo's a very quiet character, so we don't really ever get to know much about him. And then Loki, everything we already knew about him remains the same basically. So I just think the round really suffers from a character standpoint. And because there isn't a character standpoint, you then end up noticing that the actual choreography and the flow of the fight isn't very good. And there's other rounds, I think, where the flow of the fight isn't particularly good, but it's saved by the character interactions. So I think just round 11 doesn't do anything particularly good. And because of that, it amplifies how each bit how each bit gets neutered. It makes us more visible to the bad aspects of the round, because I don't think the round does anything particularly good. That is my stance on round 11 at the moment. Maybe a reread will make me like it more. In terms of this being the final round, I think the way it went out was fine. I like Loki getting like his plan, doing an elaborate plan and still getting busted. I think it's cool. I loved Simo's final line, like the idea. The idea that what's the word I'm looking for? The whole idea that he can sense when he takes a life. I think that is a metal ass line, and I think that does a lot of work for Simo's character. But like again, as I said, we don't get too much of it. So I think the chapter was good. I think it was a good chapter, but like it's definitely not my favorite ending to a round. That's my stance on chapter 25. So I did like the chapter. It didn't really solve any of my fundamental issues with the round. I do think the round could have done with being a bit longer. But the issue is I don't know how you'd extend it, because it seems like they had an end point for the round in mind and a start point, and they didn't really work out how they're going to get from point A to point B. So it just kind of it just ends up being very dragged out, where literally nothing, like Loki's plan, like really there's not many steps to it, but it gets dragged out over multiple chapters, that it just becomes a little boring. We also like this is up there with Gondor for being like one of like the like worst Valkyries in the series, because she literally, as soon as the round starts, we don't even see her. Like really, we don't really see her. She doesn't really do it. Like she doesn't even have any lines. I think Gondor at least has like one line in round 9. Yeah, so the Valkyrie is a bit of a letdown too. So I think the whole round, it wasn't bad. It was just lower than what I didn't even have particularly high expectations for the round. They weren't as high as I wanted. It just didn't really meet any kind of expectations really. So that's my feeling on that. As far as chapter 14 of Apocalypse of the Gods, loved it. The choreography was great, as this fight's been. I really liked both Zook and Indra. I think they're both great. I love how Indra's fighting style works. I love Zook's weapon. I love that we actually got some actual lore on how Valhalla works. I like how the gods have like poverty and shit, like, because it really paints the gods themselves aren't these great beings, which the series has gone to great lengths to kind of show to us. I would have liked Zook's backstory to be a bit more to it. It was a bit of an ass backstory. Again, as I said with Apocalypse of the Gods round so far, they either tend to be good in the fighting or good in the characterization. Like round 2, for example, I think had very good character writing for Prometheus and Wukong, but the actual fight was ass. This one has a really good fight, but I feel the backstories and the characterization might not be great. But overall, it was a really good chapter. So finally, I've actually reviewed the stuff. Now, let's get back to chat, because I want to get through chat, I want to do some channel updates, and then we're probably going to end it there. Have you seen Fantastic Four? No, I will be seeing it tomorrow. Anime Monarch, who's making the SCP movie? Wait, are we actually getting an SCP movie? Hasek, peak body pillow. Yeah, the body pillow is out, because of course it is. Have you heard about the T app? I don't know what the T app is. Hulk got screwed over in the MCU. Yeah, Hulk really suffered from like not being allowed to have solo movies. Yeah, he really did suffer. Honestly, I thought there was going to be more backstory for Simo before the end. Yeah, I've said that. I said that a couple streams ago. I felt like there was a bit more to Simo's, but like we got what we got. The round went by too fast. It felt like barely anything happened. Well, that's because barely anything did happen. Like not much happened in the round. And honestly, I'd say the pacing was quite slow for what actually happened. Where would you rank Simo in terms of the human characters, character-wise? If I'm going by humans, my favourite human character is Adam, then Sasaki, Raiden, Chin, Tesla, maybe the other way around for those guys, Leonidas, Simo, then... Oh no, I like Jack a lot, actually. No, sorry, no. Jack, Leonidas, Simo, Okata, Lubu, I guess. Again, I like all the humans. Just because Lubu and Okata are at the bottom doesn't mean I dislike them. I really like them. Yes, Simon's definitely on the low end. Maybe that'll change. I don't know. My top 10 is 1 Endgame, 2 Infinity War, 3 Winter Soldier, 4 First Avengers, 5 Iron Man, 6 No Way Home, 7 Guardians 3, 8 Civil War, Deadpool Wolverine 10, Iron Man 3. The lack of Guardians movies is very distressing, but I respect it. Yeah, this is all very good movies. I like how Zook is all like he follow. I like how Zook is all like he follow me and they just follow him. Yeah, it was kind of funny how easy the 4 symbols just started following him. Who do you think will win, Zook or Indra? I really don't know. I was always feeling Zook probably wins. That was almost my gut feeling. But Indra's statement of I'm just gonna have to keep getting stronger and pushing through really matches up with some dialogue from, I can't remember who said it earlier in the manga, where someone's like, if you want to win in this tournament, you have to keep growing. So Indra could have that, but at the same time, I can see Zook having more stuff up his sleeve than Indra, and you kind of need that if you're going to fight an extra round. You need more things to pull out the back, like how Sun Wukong didn't go full strength, or how Kukala needs to find a different way to win besides Gay Bulk. So you need something new to bring to the table in your next round. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards Zook more, just because I can see more potential for more things he can do in the future. Whereas Indra, I'm not sure once he pulls out his special move what else he's going to be able to bring to the table in this next fight. But I really think it can go either way. I can't take Tom Holland seriously. Seriously, myself, everywhere that his mouth, I can hear a squeaky voice theme from Simpsons. Will you do any stream that's not chapter reviews? Yeah, as I said, we're gonna. I know I always say this. We will try a stream between this and the next chapter review, because I want to do the what Pokemon teams would Ragnarok had to have, because I think that's a really fun one. But I will try to. By the way, the new Avatar movie trailer just got released. Oh, did it? Is it like the Fire and Ash one or whatever? Will it just be the same movie as the last two, but this time with Ash? Because the second movie was just the first movie again, but with water. It was just the same goddamn movie. It looks nice, but it's just the same movie. So I hope this one isn't just the same movie again. Please DM me when you've watched the end of my video. It'd be really funny hearing your thoughts on it. Yeah, I definitely will. How will you rank all the Spider-Man movies live action? Oh, do I have to rank all the live action ones? Spider-Man 2 is the best. Then I would say Spider-Man 1, Homecoming, Amazing Spider-Man, yeah, probably Amazing Spider... No Way Home, Amazing Spider-Man. I do have a sort of Spider-Man 3. I'd probably go Far From Home, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's probably what my rankings would be. And then the Japanese live action show would be above all of them because it is peak shit. Zook said the ground quote. Oh, if Zook said it, I think that even more so would indicate that lends more credence to Indra winning. It started because the game had their ratings went from 15 plus to 18 plus. Brilliant. Because he realised fighting dirty won't get him far since one of his boys would have died. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that leads more credence to Indra winning. I find it hard to choose the best superhero movie director between these. Russo brothers, James Gunn, Sam Raimi, Christopher Nolan. I can't choose between 4. For me, it's James Gunn. James Gunn is just my favourite director of all time. He's done my favourite comic movie of all time, The Suicide Squad, which was my favourite DC movie. He directed my 3 favourite Marvel movies. I also really like the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. I think they're really good. I just think James Gunn just does really good stuff. And he did Superman, which I adore. And I have such faith in him as the new creative head of DC Studios. So I'm very happy he's there. Okay, we're finally back up. Are we caught up with chat yet? Well, I think we're almost caught up with chat. Yeah, cool. Okay, so just some quick channel updates, because I need to say these somewhere. What was I going to say? I've started to, for anyone who's a patron, everyone here is a patron, because the patrons been like, I've been really not being good to the patrons. Like, I've not been giving them lots of content like they should be getting. So I've started releasing Patreon exclusive videos. These are like unscripted, unedited videos of me just like talking about a topic. Like, currently there's a video up there which is me talking about some One Piece power scaling, who I think the top 30 all-time strongest One Piece characters are. Because I was thinking about it on my run, and I thought, I could do this as a video. So I'm going to be uploading a lot of these kind of like videos just onto the Patreon. I'm going to try see if I can have these as YouTube member exclusive videos too. I'm not playing around YouTube members much. I know that YouTube members are a thing on the channel, but like, I'm pretty like the video. If you do a video only for YouTube members and it doesn't get a lot of views because you haven't got many members, that shouldn't affect your channel's engagement rates. If it does, that's really dumb. I don't think it does. So I probably will I will try to start uploading them to the YouTube YouTube members only stuff too. So if you want to become a YouTube member or Patreon, there will be exclusive unscripted unedited videos of me just talking about different topics, which might be fun. I'm gonna try and get a lot more content going out behind the paywalls, just because like people do pay for are subscribed to memberships and Patreon. I feel bad for them because they're not really getting much bang for their buck. So I am going to try that. In terms of videos on the main channel, I've read Fire Punch. I've reread Fire Punch. Really loved it again because Fire Punch is so good. So I'll be doing more Fire Punch videos. I've got a Togata character analysis coming out next week. That's next week's video. And I'm probably going to do a big, long Agni / just general story analysis video at some point in the future. Oh, sorry, let me let the cat out. Yeah, so we've got Fire Punch video coming out soon in the future. In terms of other stuff, I'm going to try get on the Vegeta video, because I've been saying I'm going to do a Vegeta character analysis for a while. I'm going to try get on that. I'm going to try make some progress on Ragnarok, because that does need progress. I may it'll either be on stream or maybe it might be a community exclusive video or something. But there's a short film type project that I'm currently involved in working on. I'm the writer and director of a short mini series, basically. I don't want to give any details about it yet, but that will be coming sometime. I don't think the filming is going to start this year. It might start next year, but pre-production for that has started. The script is almost finished. That's going to be really fun. So I will have time for that, but I might do some updates on that as well. Maybe we'll see. In terms of other updates, currently working on a Baki video, because people like Baki. So there will be some more Baki content coming on the channel. I will try. I've been looking at, because I obviously did a community post the other day asking like what videos would people want to see. I've scheduled in some of the videos and the suggestions. Some of them are like stuff I'm just not going to do, to be honest with you. I'm not. Some of them are like, that's just not something I'm interested in making. But some of them I am doing. So, whoever suggested a certain video on a Yujiro versus a certain Chinese martial artist video, that is getting made. It is currently open on another tab, being edited at the moment, so that's in the works. In terms of regular Ragnarok videos, I can't really make anything. There's nothing to make. I've kind of like milked it dry now. So until new content comes, I can't. So when next month comes around, I should hopefully be able to start working on the character analysis for Zook or Indra, depending on who loses, and the round 11 analysis will be able to come out. So don't expect any more regular Ragnarok content this month, because I've got nothing to make content on. But that's going to be in the works. So expect Fire Punch coming up on the channel. Expect some more Dragon Ball. Expect some Baki. And in like a month, some regular Ragnarok. And maybe some Ragnarok. Definitely won't release this month, I don't think. But I will try make some more. We'll make some more efforts on it, basically. So yeah, that's what I was saying. That's kind of what's coming up soon on the channel. And if you want to see any of these like unscripted bonus videos, basically, then maybe check out the Patreon or channel memberships, because that is where these new videos are going to be. Okay, that's the announcement I want to do. So I will quickly just go through what's left in chat, and then I will then stream. But come on, guys, you almost got 2 hours out of me. That's very good for me. So you guys should be happy. You should all be giving me super chats to say how well I did as a streamer today. That's what you should be doing. Where are we up to? I find it hard. We're up to human ASMR or role play versus chatbots. Which one do you think is worse for humanity's loneliness epidemic? It's really. I just don't want to think about that stuff, to be honest. It's just awful. Daniel, my rank. Daniel, my rank will be 1 Spider-Man 2, 2 Spider-Man No Way Home, 3 Spider-Man, 4 Spider-Man 3, 5 The Amazing Spider-Man, 6 The Amazing Spider-Man 2, 7 Homecoming under Amazing Spider-Man 2. What? 8 Far From Home, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 have flaws, but have more things I love. I give it Spider-Man 3. Like, I have a sort of degree. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is just like, it had such potential, but like, there's just so many big issues with that movie for me. But Andrew's great. You should do a stream where you react to the memes you post on the Discord. I could do that. It could be quite fun. But maybe we'll add it into next stream, because obviously next stream we're going to be doing the Pokemon one, because I really like that idea. I could also link my own response to Chainsaw Man if you want to read that. Yeah, that would be fun too. Congrats, man, on being a writer/director. I mean, it's not like it's not like I've been hired to do or anything. This is like, I work with me and some friends. I've been making like short films for a while now. I say for a while now. We basically finished one project so far. And basically all the projects in the works are taking forever. So I basically just stepped up and say, look, we're doing my thing next. So it's going to, I hope this can be good. It's very daunting. Like, it's a lot bigger than our previous work. But I've got a really clear vision of what I want to do. The script's almost done. I mean, I think it's going to be all right. It's going to be a learning experience at the very least. But like, I'm looking forward to getting to work on it. I'm looking forward to doing some, because on our previous work, I wasn't doing any directing work. I was just I was helping with cameraing. I had one small role acting wise. But this time I'm going to be like fully directing, and like logistically we're starting to get everything together. We're going to, once the script's finished, which again is what's taking up some of my time from like what would be Ragnarok time, I need to get the script finished, and then we need to have our proper meeting and go through the script, me and all the cast members. And once that's done and we've got all that things, we'll do any revisions they want, and then we'll have to get onto costuming. So I'll have to have one sit down meetings with everyone, because I'm also going to be in charge of costuming, because you know, I'm the only one in our group that has experience in that stuff. So there's a lot going on with this project, but I think it's going to be really, really fun, and I'm very, very excited about it. Once I hurry up and get the script written, because I want the script to be good. But we will see. Eric King, one who did that. Yeah, I wonder who suggested that. LK, would you do a hot take record Ragnarok video stream? I could do. I guess I'd have to just in prep just ask people to give their hot takes in the Discord maybe, or something like that. There's drama in the Genshin fandom because one of the new characters has a husband. They were headcanoning her a lesbian. So yeah, I think there's always Genshin fandom. I do find it very funny when a character is like shipped by a fandom to be a certain sexuality, and then they just canon aren't. I just find it funny because a lot of chaos erupts. Okay, we can milk an extra hour. No, we can't milk another hour. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Bye, Joe Boy. Thank you for watching. It's always appreciated when you stop by. Candy Sensei, 2 hours. Another YouTuber 12-hour stream. I'm joking. I'm not doing a 12-hour stream, guys. God. Like, it's things like I'd love to do like a whole day 24-hour stream. It'd be funny, but like we'd run out of stuff to talk about very quickly. I also kind of want to do some drunk streams because I think it'd be funny. But like I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself on doing a drunk stream. And also, well, here's one. This might be a future stream, or it'll either be on stream or be a video idea. But one of my mates is very big into history and mythology. He doesn't really know anything about Ragnarok, so I kind of want to bring him on, do like a little quiz show where like I show him the characters and get him to guess which god or historical figure it is. He's been traveling all year, so I didn't get to broach the idea to him before he went away. But he's going to be back in like a month, so when he's back, I might get that done. Again, it might be a live stream or it might be a video. We'll see. Yeah, we will definitely see where that goes. But that could be another cool idea. We demand a 24-hour stream, Lord JK. Thanks for this long stream, been helping me get through work. Lol. Yeah, that's good. If I'm distracting you from the bottomless work, that's all it's about. Chatbots are easily worse. Yeah, at least ASMR is made by a human. Yeah, but like when it's made by a human, it's just like the human mind has infinite potential for horrible stuff. Who's the best Spider-Man love interest across the comic books? I'm always going to be a Gwen Stacy fan. I love my Gwen Stacy. I think Gwen Stacy and Peter are great. I've never been a big Mary Jane fan. It's just not been a massive. I don't know why. I don't mind Black Cat as a love interest. They're right, but like it's always going to be Gwen Stacy for me. Where can we watch your short film? Well, it's not going to be done anytime soon. I will probably. If it does well, and I want to approach other projects, I might make like a dedicated YouTube channel just for my live action stuff. Again, this could be a one and done. I can never touch it again. It could go awful, and then I never make another. What's it called? What's the word? And I could make another project. I could just not enjoy it, or it doesn't go well, or whatever. But I will probably make a channel for it. I'm definitely posting a lot of stuff on Instagram. So I'll probably make an Instagram out and do a lot behind the scenes. Because I want to film a lot of behind the scenes stuff to make like a behind the scenes documentary as well. But again, it's a long way off. We're barely entering pre-production. But you know, I thought I'd mention it because it's something I'm very excited for. Candace says, make the hot takes channel in the Discord. I will probably get on that then. LK, a comic channel would be nice as well. I might do. Because I have done some comic booky stuff and I've uploaded them on this channel. The problem is, like, it's such a grind to get a channel up to 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours to actually be monetized. It's a real effort to it, and I don't know if I can go through the pain of having to like erect another channel up to be monetized. But I don't know, it's hard. But then at the same time, my comedy just upload them to this channel because like it's a bit of a it's a bit like I don't think there's much overlap between anime manga fans and comic fans. I kind of want to do an All-Star Superman video because it's like my favorite comic of all time. But we'll see. But we will see. We're up to. Is that a lightweight remark? It's not that I'm a lightweight. It's that I don't trust myself not to say stuff. That's all. Come on, you're British. Do the drunk stream. I might do the drunk. If I do the drunk stream, it very likely will not be staying live on the channel afterwards because I'll say something bad. I know I will. Ain't no way you just disrespect my girl, Felicia Hardy. XD. I do get she's a bit problematic, but she's kind of good at Peter, at least for me. I've just not read or consumed much media with her as a main Spider-Man love interest, so I just haven't consumed much. I've consumed a lot more Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, so they're what I'm more familiar with. I just haven't got much. I haven't read enough stuff with them together. No, I meant Discord channel. Yeah. Oh, what Discord channel on the? Oh, a comic book channel on the Discord. I see. I could do. No reason not to. By the way, you should get mods on the Discord. We're growing a lot. Okay, I'll sit down, sort the Discord out. I'll make people mods or whatever. I mean, it's not like we don't often have problematic. I don't think we ever have problematic stuff, but you know. Oh, we're going to lot. Just accidentally saw your entire bank card information. Wait, what? What do you mean you saw my bank card information? What are you going on about? Okay, I think we're finally I think we're quite up to chat. We are quite up to chat. Okay, I'm going to end stream now. You got 2 hours out of me. Be grateful, and I will probably stream before the next chapter. So, again, be grateful. Of course, another chat. Spider-Man has a lot of different girlfriends in the comics. XDP, such a playboy sometimes. He really is. And on that note, we are ending stream. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Gizmo, for donating, super chatting as always, and check out the Patreon if you're interested in the bonus videos. And with that,